You've been feeding your dopamine addiction, all the while missing a brutal reality. Do you really think you can read people? Think again, because you're being lied to 214 times every single day. I'm not the one saying this. MIT uncovered it. You think you can separate truth from lies, honest from dishonest, genuine from fake. You're only fooling yourself. They pour trash lies into your mouth, and you swallow them with a thank you, believing every word is real. This includes the ones closest to you, and strangers as well. Now ask yourself, why do people lie? There are countless reasons, but 3 dominate above all. 1, self-protection. They hide their mistakes. 2, personal gain. They want something from you. 3, control. They want power over you. Stanford University confirms it. Most people can't even last 10 minutes without lying. But here's the twist. There are signs, patterns you can catch. The very techniques the FBI relies on. Methods verified by MIT and thousands of researchers. The same tools used by lie detection agencies worldwide. And it begins. Trick number 1, the phantom flash, also known as microexpressions detection. We begin with the face, the ultimate window into the truth. Your face is a time bomb of honesty, exploding in microseconds. Dr. Paul Ekman discovered that even psychopaths cannot control these lightning-fast emotional leaks. The FBI even calls this their 1/25th second truth radar. In one interrogation at Guantanamo Bay, interrogators showed a terrorist a false document. His reaction was a microexpression of surprise that lasted only 0.04 seconds, yet it revealed that he knew classified information. There are 7 universal microexpressions every truth detective should know. Fear flash, where eyes widen and eyebrows shoot up, the classic caught red-handed look. Anger leak, where lips thin and nostrils flare for a split second. Disgust flicker, when the upper lip curls slightly, showing they are disgusted with their own lie. Contempt smirk, a microscopic rise at one corner of the mouth. Sadness shadow, where inner eyebrows drop briefly, guilt manifesting. Surprise spike, where facial muscles freeze momentarily. And joy crack, where genuine smile muscles activate briefly, then suppress instantly. Consider this chilling real-world example. A serial killer maintained perfect composure for 6 hours of interrogation, but a 0.06-second flash of joy when shown victim photos revealed his guilt. Professional poker players know this secret too. They study microexpressions obsessively, understanding that a face often reveals a hand faster than any poker tell. Trick number 2, the mental juggler test, also called cognitive load increase. Lies drain mental energy like a virus hijacking a computer. Dr. Aldert Vrij of the University of Portsmouth proved that lying consumes around 30% more brain power than telling the truth. While truth flows effortlessly from memory, lies must be painstakingly constructed, like building a skyscraper while blindfolded. Some fascinating experiments expose deception. The reverse timeline test asks someone to tell their story backwards. Liars struggle because they've rehearsed forward only. The dual task challenge forces suspects to count backwards by 7s from 1,000 while answering questions. Unexpected detail. Demands, such as what color was the wall behind the person, make truth-tellers recall naturally while liars panic. Sensory bombardment, like playing distracting music, makes fabricated stories crumble. MRI scans prove this scientifically. A liar's anterior cingulate cortex, the brain's decision-making hub, lights up like a Christmas tree, while truth-tellers' brains remain calm. The CIA also applies this by asking suspects to draw maps of events. Truth-tellers' maps stay consistent. Liars' drawings change every time. British intelligence during World War II discovered the same principle. German spies could not maintain fake identities while solving math problems under questioning. The mental juggling act gave them away. Trick number 3, the memory detective or reality monitoring. Real memories and fabricated ones are worlds apart. Dr. Marcia Johnson discovered that authentic memories carry sensory fingerprints, vivid smells, textures, and even embarrassing details. Lies feel like hollow scripts. For example, a real memory might sound like this. I remember the coffee smell, my wet shoes squeaking, and feeling embarrassed about my stutter. A fabricated memory is much flatter. We met around noon, discussed business matters, then I left. Truth-tellers naturally include irrelevant details like weather, background noises, or physical discomfort. Liars stick to the plot. Real memories also include natural uncertainty. People say I think or maybe, while liars present suspiciously perfect accounts. Defense attorneys use this insight in court. A witness who remembers every single detail perfectly is often lying. Genuine witnesses pause, hesitate, and self-correct. Asking about peripheral details like music, scents, or who else was present allows truth to flow naturally, while liars struggle to invent sensory richness. Trick number 4, the story trap, also known as inconsistency detection. A truthful story is like a diamond. It shines identically from every angle. Lies warp and shift when examined closely. Detectives exploit this by designing subtle contradictions. Their arsenal includes the time trap, asking when something happened and later how long it took. Perspective shifts reveal lies by asking, "What would your friend say happened?" Detailed drilling revisits minor points hours later. And liars forget their inventions. Emotional archaeology digs into feelings. How did you feel when that happened? False emotions crumble quickly. Consider Ted Bundy's famous case. He maintained his innocence flawlessly until investigators asked about weather conditions. And his story didn't match historical meteorological records. Police also use the 48-hour rule. Truth-tellers' stories stay 95% consistent, while liars' narratives evolve and collapse. The Columbo technique is also powerful. By asking seemingly insignificant questions, detectives catch liars off guard. Memory mapping adds another layer. Asking someone to draw the scene and then comparing their description to their drawing often reveals contradictions. Trick number 5, the language microscope or statement analysis. Words themselves betray deception. FBI analysts treat language like evidence, studying pronouns, verb tense, and phrasing to detect hidden truths. There are clear signs of lying. Pronoun shifting changes. We went to dinner to I believe we went to dinner. Past tense avoidance creates psychological distance by describing past events in the present. Qualifying phrases like I think, I believe, or to the best of my recollection raise suspicion. Negative framing appears in statements like I didn't steal instead of I'm innocent. Truthful. Speech is straightforward. Consistent pronouns, natural contractions, and appropriate emotional language. Even subtle word choices are revealing. People who say I don't recall instead of I don't remember often lie, as recall is more formal and detached. Liars also invoke authority or divine. References like as God is my witness or I swear on my mother's grave, overcompensating for credibility. Verb tense offers another clue. Past events described in present tense often indicate deception because lies are mentally constructed in real time. Trick number 6, the stress symphony, also called voice stress analysis. Your voice is a musical instrument and lies throw it out of tune. Stress changes pitch, rhythm, and even breathing. Even trained actors cannot fake vocal calmness indefinitely. Pitch rises by 5 to 15 hertz. Speech may speed up or slow dramatically. Volume can shift mid-sentence, and a subtle tremor sneaks into crucial words. Breathing becomes irregular, breaking natural rhythm. Navy SEALs are trained to detect these vocal signals, even over the phone, where visual distractions disappear and stress patterns become clearer. During the Cold War, Soviet interrogators used voice stress analysis to identify American spies who spoke flawless Russian but could not mask vocal tension. Micro-pauses before key answers are another giveaway. Truth flows naturally. Lies require construction time. Trick number 7, the blink rate riddle, also called eye behavior clues. Your eyes are storytellers that never learn to lie. Science shows that truthful people blink naturally every 5 to 10 seconds. Liars, in contrast, often blink less while telling the lie, focusing intensely on maintaining their false story, and then blink excessively after finishing, releasing tension. Pupil dilation is another unconscious giveaway. When we fabricate stories, our pupils expand as the brain works harder. Interrogation videos often show suspects' pupils dilating dramatically during deception. Gaze aversion is a weaker myth. Contrary to popular belief, liars don't always look away. In fact, some overcompensate by holding strong eye contact, hoping to appear convincing. FBI negotiators use this to their advantage, observing not just gaze but also eyelid tension and blink timing. One chilling example comes from a high-profile kidnapping case where the father maintained perfect composure in interviews. His blink rate, however, tripled every time investigators mentioned the ransom money. Trick number 8, the body language trap, also known as kinesic leakage. The human body is a polygraph machine that works 24/7. Even when the mouth is still, the body reveals the truth. Liars often engage in self-soothing behaviors, rubbing the neck, touching the face, or adjusting clothing repeatedly. Foot movements are particularly telling. When lying, many people's feet subconsciously point toward an exit. Crossing arms tightly or hiding hands in pockets often signals defensive posture. A fascinating experiment by Dr. David Matsumoto revealed that Olympic athletes who lost matches displayed involuntary body language, identical to chimpanzees under stress. These primal expressions bypass conscious control, making them powerful lie detection tools. Detectives also observe shoulder shrugs. If a person says, "I'm certain," while their shoulders lift slightly, it signals internal contradiction. Trick number 9, the baseline technique, or behavior benchmarking. One of the greatest mistakes amateurs make in lie detection is assuming all signs are universal. In reality, every person has a unique behavioral baseline. Establishing this baseline is like calibrating a radar before detecting anomalies. Investigators start conversations casually, asking about neutral topics, observing gestures, voice tone, and blink rate. Once this baseline is established, deviations during questioning become glaring. For example, a suspect may always speak slowly, but if their speech suddenly accelerates while answering one particular question, it signals potential deception. CIA officers often spend hours building rapport before interrogation, not just for psychological leverage, but also to deeply understand their subject's default behaviors. Even cultural context matters. What appears suspicious in one culture may be normal in another. Trick number 10, the polygraph paradox, also known as the lie detector's limits. Polygraphs have fascinated the world for decades, but their truth detection accuracy is overestimated. The machine measures physiological stress responses, heart rate, sweating, and breathing patterns, not lies directly. Skilled interrogators understand that polygraphs are tools of psychological pressure more than scientific proof. Criminals sometimes beat polygraphs by using countermeasures, such as biting their tongue during control questions to skew readings. However, the psychological weight of the machine often forces confessions. In one notorious case, a suspect failed a polygraph test and confessed hours later, even though evidence later revealed he was innocent. The lesson is clear. Machines can measure stress, but only human expertise can interpret truth. Trick number 11, the handwriting and gesture code, or graphology meets kinesics. Our hands are truth tellers. Handwriting experts often detect deception in letter spacing, pressure, and slant. During high-stress situations, liars' writing becomes shaky, uneven, or overly deliberate. Beyond handwriting, real-time gestures speak volumes. Open palms often signal honesty, while clenched fists or hidden hands indicate discomfort. Studies show that liars gesture less with their dominant hand, subconsciously restricting movements. In an FBI sting operation, an undercover agent identified a mobster's lie simply because he stopped gesturing naturally. Trick number 12, the intuition factor, also called gut instinct. After all the science, charts, and techniques, one final truth remains. Intuition is often the first and best detector of lies. Our subconscious brain processes micro-cues faster than conscious analysis. A study at the University of California found that people with no formal training correctly identified deception 65% of the time purely by instinct. Professional interrogators develop this intuition into an art form, balancing science with human sensitivity. They describe it as a sixth sense, the feeling when something doesn't add up. A seasoned negotiator once said, "I don't know why, but I knew he was lying the second he shook my hand." This intuition isn't magic. It's the brain recognizing subtle inconsistencies your conscious mind hasn't articulated yet. Remember, small lies hide big ones. Someone who lies about little things will lie about everything. A liar needs 10 more lies to protect one, but memory cannot hold them all. And cognitive load exposes the cracks. He shifts into self-defense, adds a fake detail. Yet when stories are compared, his time consistency always breaks. If you know his baseline, you'll catch the red flags. Sometimes he gets stuck in a double question. Sometimes hides behind undecided words. His signals and signs keep changing as he tries to shift gears and pick up where he left off. But eventually he falls into his own trap. In the end, your gut feeling often reveals the truth. Watch this video again so these points stay in your memory. If you master even a few of these techniques, you'll easily be able to spot lies in real life. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.